I was able to secure between 2.5 to 3K on that role.
Yeah, yeah, and that's USD guys as well. Okay, just to
Yeah.
give you guys a full, full picture, just so people can get an idea as well of like the actual gap from where you were to where you are right now. So you're doing $600 a month roughly doing cold calls,
Mhm.
right? Working stupid hours to 2.5 to 3K a month doing DMs. That's like a 4 to 5x increase, right? Just from having the right
And
system.
let me just go. It was in the first couple of weeks, like it was literally in the first month straight away
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, guys, another video for you, another client testimonial, client interview. This is Anas. He's been getting incredible results working underneath me, working as a setter. We got him into the space. I wanted to get him on and actually help, have him give you guys an idea of where he started, where he's at now, and how the whole process of working with me has been. So yeah, Anas, good to have you on, mate. Give everybody a bit of a backstory on yourself and just what brought you into the whole appointment setting realm in general, just so we can get.
Mhm. Yeah, 100%. So yeah, obviously my name is Anas, and I live in Liverpool. I'm a uni student actually, and I've been in the marketing space and the appointment setting space for nearly 2 years now. But obviously, things started off rocky, and it also like it evolved massively working with Aiden. However, yeah, that's just like basically everything I've been doing uni. I'm still at uni, and I'm nearly enough finished. And I don't see the point of it at this point, but we just keep keeping going. I'm just at the last push right here, and yeah, I've worked for agencies in the past, and obviously I was appointment setting and cold call and everything, but let's be honest, it wasn't what I was looking for. Yeah, I was getting paid, but not as what I wanted, and it's just moving and taking that risk and working with Aiden has helped me massively.
Yeah, amazing, man. Okay, well, I think people would love to get an idea of how you actually came across me. Most people find me through YouTube. Like, obviously, I know how we
Mhm.
came together. Like, if you can just give people an idea, how did you actually come across my services, basically?
Yeah, yeah. So I had a friend, and it was more of like a referral. He knew that I was in appointment setting space, and he was a good connection with Aiden, and he knew that I was looking constantly for an appointment setting job that actually pays me for what I'm doing. But yeah, he's just put me across with Aiden, and I had obviously the honors to work and speak with Aiden and just move in the process. And just constantly keep evolving after meeting him. It was great. But yeah, that's how pretty much I've met Aiden and how I came across him.
Yeah, yeah, amazing, man. Okay, so you've given us a brief idea already of where you were like beforehand, but you can kind of just paint everyone a picture. Like before we started working together, I know you were struggling to land roles, and now we've
Mhm.
actually gotten you on ones and making good money. What was life kind of like in terms of like, finances and your day to day before we actually met, essentially?
Yeah. So I was a uni student and I was doing obviously that full time. I was looking constantly for part-time jobs and as I said, I was in the online space. I worked in retail, I worked in Aldi, and I just got sick of it dealing with people and getting shouted at and just getting told what to do all the time. I just didn't like that lifestyle of mine while being at uni, and I knew that there is definitely another way to go about this. I had a good idea about the marketing space. I've worked with an agency, a coaching agency, obviously, and I was doing cold calls, just purely cold calls. I mean, it was good. However, as I said, it wasn't really what I was looking for. I was maximum getting paid like if it was a good month, I was getting paid $600, and yeah, and I was working like crazy amount of hours. But that I've worked for two different agencies, and it was basically the same thing until obviously I met I met you, and things changed a lot.
Yeah, yeah, amazing, man. Like, I know obviously, we're going to disclose the name for you guys watching this. We're going to disclose the name of the actual company and the person, right? But one of the people that we actually got working with Anas, Anas on the roll, is like one of the biggest coaching businesses in this entire space, right? So I know you've closed, for example, I'd love for you to just tell everyone about how your experience has been on that. I know you've closed, for example, like close to five-figure deals over the DMs. I know you've booked like a shit ton of appointments. I know you've made like some really good money from it as well. So just tell people a little bit more about that role that we actually managed to secure you and kind of the money you've been making from that.
Yeah, so obviously, like a couple of weeks after working with you, I was able to land that role. It was one of the biggest, like it was totally crazy for me because he's one of the biggest guys in the marketing space. Um, I started and everything was clear. I knew what to do. Your work, obviously speaking one to one, it's always going back to you, asking you, what should I do? What's this? Because
Yeah.
I got nervous in the beginning. It was a big deal for me. Um, However, yeah, I've generated this guy tons of shit of money, a lot of money every month, and it was generally due to the advice that you gave me and how I went about things. I've actually closed a close. I think it was, yeah, two deals, each at I don't know, it's like a 9, 10K around there. And obviously I was getting paid per appointment. I was generating him very like a lot of appointments. And getting that first paycheck after working that first month, I was flabbergasted to say the least.
With this guy as well, for those of you that are watching, obviously we're going to disclose his, we're not going to say his name, but this guy you're doing like, because I still speak with him daily as well, you're doing at least like close to, well, multi five figures per month extra in cash collected, close to like six figures, I'd say. I think it's like 50 to 70 grand a month you're averaging an extra cash collected. That's like
Yeah.
keeping it in cash, not revenue,
Mhm.
just from your DM sets. You're making this guy a ton of money, making a ton of money yourself. So yeah, just that's wanted to give everyone an idea of how good this role that you're actually on is, right? And closing deals over the DMs as well is like next level, like five-figure deals, over DMs is next level, and that's obviously what you can expect when you're trained well as well. Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, mate, in terms of that, I mean, I know we worked together, we've been working together for a while. We got you paid ASAP within like a couple of weeks working together. How did you find the entire process? I mean, I know it's been one to one and you've had access to the program content, but like, do you just give everyone an idea of your experience of number one, the one to one side, and also like the content that's actually been shown in the program, giving them an idea of how that's actually helped you in your entire journey?
Yeah, 100%. So the processes, I was a bit like, obviously over the edge. I was like, I should do this. I don't like where I'm at, and everything was really clear. I'd say clear is the key word here. Um, like speaking with you, obviously the advice that you give me and just how the course was structured out, and just having that course there, and always if I've got a question in mind, having to speak to you straight away. That one-to-one connection was the key difference that also made like that big change. I was unsure in the beginning, and obviously after a couple of weeks we landed the role, and we were just doing crazy results. So from a personal experience, and I think everyone who's worked with Aiden has somewhat of that same experience. Um, I'd say like it was very smooth, to say the least. Everything was structured perfectly, and when I wanted to ask something, Aiden didn't take too long to answer back,
Yeah.
and I think that was definitely that needle mover.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I was going to ask this beforehand before getting to that question, but the role that you're on now, right? I mean, before you were doing $600 a month, working like ridiculous hours of the day doing cold calls. Now you're on a DMs only role with inbound leads.
Mhm.
Like, what are you averaging per month on this role so people can get an idea?
Yeah, so it definitely does fluctuate. Depends on the lead flow that we get every month, but it doesn't go crazy. It's between every month. I was able to secure between 2.5 to 3K on that row.
Yeah, yeah, and that's USD guys as well. Okay, just to give you guys a full, full picture. Mate, that's amazing. Okay. Well, what I think a lot of people would like to know as well, and what I'd be curious to know too, is what actually made you pull the trigger of working together? Like what was it that made you think, yeah, you know what, let's do it?
Yeah, as I said, I was in the marketing space in the beginning, and I seen the potential that I have. I was doing cold calls for nearly a year and a half, and I just thought like the way that I've solidified my skill set and how I speak and how I handle myself, and I just sales in general. I think what I was getting paid was just beyond what I expected. I felt like I needed more, and I knew that I could get more. And yeah, it was just, I think that was the trigger. And the process wasn't smooth for me to begin with. So that was a lot of pain for me to begin with. As I said, it's like I wasn't getting paid as much. I was scraping the bucket, doing cold calls every month, long hours. Uh, and yeah, after I came across you've explained to me everything perfectly. And I just said, if I don't do it now, then I will never do it. So
Yeah.
that was the trigger pull, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, well done for taking action, but just so people can get an idea as well of like the actual gap from where you were to where you are right now. So you're doing $600 a month roughly doing cold calls,
Mhm.
right? Working stupid hours to 2.5 to 3K a month doing DMs. That's like a 4 to 5x increase, right? Just from having the right
And
system.
let me just go. It was in the first couple of weeks. Like it was literally in the first month straight away
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, like just from having the right system, the right strategy, and like most importantly, being on the right role. Because most setters don't really know what they're looking for. They think it's just a case of let's apply to a role, get on it, bam, we're making 2K, 3K, 5K a month. No, there's a little bit more to that, and obviously we covered that in clear detail when we actually tried to find you a role. But in the space of just a couple of weeks working together, in your first month, you basically 4 to 5 extra income, which is what you can actually expect when you do things right. And that's something I want you guys who are watching this to understand. Okay. So yeah, mate, with that as well, I mean, I know we just covered what it was that made you pull the trigger. What would you tell anybody who's thinking of joining, maybe on the fence, maybe a little bit skeptical, a little bit scared? If you were talking to them right now and they're thinking, right, Aiden's stuff looks great, but I'm just, I'm a little bit like apprehensive to actually jumping on board. What would you say to them right now?
I would definitely say if you don't choose to like invest in yourself and take that action, then that is exactly like the mindset that will keep you where you are. There is no evolving whatsoever. I've went through this. I was hesitant going with different coaches, and I was lucky enough to come across Aiden because I felt like his systems were amazing. But I'd say number one thing is he's a guy that knows what he does, and he's got everything laid out perfectly. And just I can't say anything but invest in yourself now, so you don't keep struggling with what you're doing as of right now as well. So yeah, definitely just go for it 100%. There isn't. I know there can be some resistance, and I've went through that. Um, However, the moment that you do invest in yourself is the moment that you're gonna climb the stairs, and that's basically it.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing, man. Guys, take notes. It's not easy. Like
Yeah.
those of you that people that want to get into setting, the whole goal is to make a couple of grand a month online, travel the world, all of this stuff. That's great. Not a lot of people live that life, right? So as a result, you have to do things that not a lot of people do. Okay. And it's not easy to get here. No, by no means am I saying it's like a really easy thing, but if you take the risk and you actually have someone holding your hand, you can expect some kind of results that Anas has got on here as well. Okay. So, mate, yeah, Anas, appreciate you hopping on the interview. And guys, if you want to learn a little bit more about how this works and how I can help you do a very similar thing, there's going to be a link down below in the description to book in a call with me. And I'll show you in clearer detail how this actually works and how we can do it for yourself as well. So, if you're interested and you want to see a little bit more about how this works, book in that call and I'll run you through exactly how I can help. Right, done. That's pretty